Guys, we are going to do our first member video here. We are going to look at this nbrc. What is this? It is a nbrc390. All right. The box is a little beaten up. These are imported from Japan. I don't think there is an official distributor from the US on this. And what you can see is this is truly tiny. This is a 3/8 drive that is the size of a 1/4 inch ratchet. So this is going to be super helpful for small areas, limited access, and you can see like just how small this is. This is a truly tiny thing. And the reason why this is sort of like well known is because it's very useful. Like this is very useful, and the reason why you may use something like this is because you'd like to use a little more torque than a 1/4 inch ratchet could provide, and maybe you have like a 3/4 drive set, but it will be able to get a 3/4 drive into an area where you may not be able to have gotten that before, because this thing is truly tiny. This runs for about $100. I think it's $88. And what else can I say? It's a 90 gear tooth. Some people say this doesn't hold up quite as well, but I find it holds up fine. The locking mechanism is like not optional on this. You have to use this button if you want to take something off. The finish is very, very good. It is very, very tiny. So the difference between the nbrc or the nbr390A, which is their other 3/4 inch that's been updated, and this is going to be 1/4 inch size. Like this is that size. All right, it's like the size of a big finger maybe. Here's a pen, and here's like a normal pen if you don't have like S2 DuPont for reference. So yeah, I think these are pretty cool. I've got a 1/2 inch drive, one of these, so the 3/8 is awesome. I chose the compact one because it was sort of unusual. It's a tool I think they're pretty well known for. And in my opinion, these are very, very good. I was watching some other people torture test them, break these, and in general, the way I can describe these torture tests are that they pretty much win in everything except for strength, where some of the other manufacturers may exceed the requirements for each drive by more. The Snap-on was able to get like 400 pound-feet of torque or something, and the Matco was able to do like 390 or something, and the nbrc broke at like basically whatever it's rated at. But the way it broke isn't terrible. It doesn't break in a way that's catastrophic. These are rebuildable. I think it's about $34 to get a new head, and they'll show you. And then like the areas that they win do really well is backlash. It's like about, I don't know, a pound or something. Just the ability to the swing arc like is very, very tight. So sometimes you'll see like the 120 gear wrench, for example, actually doesn't do as well in some tests as the 90 or 84 tooth or whatever their smaller one is, their single paw. And the reason why is because just because you have more teeth and you have a theoretical angle of swing angle that is very small, you still have like a tightness here. And if that tightness doesn't engage properly, the swing arc doesn't really move this too much, but here, as soon as you move it a little bit, it starts to click over. And I said this before, I like gear wrenches a lot. I do have a bunch of them. If you weren't going for this high level of a tool, I would probably get the gear wrench. In fact, I'd probably get a gear wrench over a Snap-on and a Matco. Although, if I did, I would be the 84 tooth one. I wouldn't get the 120 tooth. That's just me. And Yeah, I think the gear wrenches are great at like $40 for these, but a tool like this, I don't think gear wrench has, or if they do, it's not quite as well known as this. Like this is known as, you know, the 3/8 inch drive that's at the size of a 1/4 inch drive that still is able to put out 3/8 inch torque levels without breaking. So it's more than just slipping a 3/8 drive on here. This still meets all the 3/8 drive levels, and each level has different torque specifications that they need to hold up to. And I probably should have researched this before this video. But in general, for example, a 1/4 inch drive will just have, you know, one level of a torque that it can achieve. Maybe it's like 150 pounds or something, 75 pounds. This will have like, I don't know, a different level because it's a 3/8 drive. And then the 1/2 inch drive will have a different level. So each time you go up, you have standards that mandate, hey, this should hit this level. Now, not everyone listens to the standards, but it does help when people do build to them. And this is built to a 3/8 standard in a 1/4 inch body.